class from the throngs of indiscipline. A country where money rules everything is an indisciplined country. Because if you have a country where money rules everything, thieves can become leaders. You can buy anything you want. When we have a society whose price is money, is an aberration waiting to happen. Every society's greatest prize should be value. But when you have a society whose prize is money, then one day poverty will meet such a society. All we're calling for is common sense.
The desperation of Atiku Abubakar must be noted for what it is. If he hijacks the ADC to become its presidential candidate, any political party that feels Peter Obi should be adopted by the opposition that mean well for Nigerians and common Nigerians. Go and get your PVC. Voting is important. They don't joke with it in developed countries. So commoners, drivers, students, youths, business people, because whoever takes the power dictates the condition in the nation. And that is what we have been experiencing from Umaru Musa Yar'Adua to date. Somebody who imposed a jihadist war on Nigeria. And Nigeria has been battling with it since 2009 to date because of Islam. Because of Islam. You Muslims, you Christians, religio-political and economic religions for human exploitation in church, mosque, and society. Be careful. As you lay your bed so you sleep on it. Be careful of these dangerous international religions. They are not for society progress. They are for progress of Islam and Christianity, for human exploitation in church, mosque, and society. But the bottom line, Peter Obi represents North, South, and Southern justice. And that is where God will be, because it will not be where people are taking undue advantage of our creating a situation that will launch them in power for selfish, retrogressive reasons, like the APC and like Atiku Abubakar is trying to do, because we have now seen what he's up to. So, no way, Atiku Abubakar, no way. And Nigerians tell him there's no way. Peter Obi is the signal show of 2027. By God's grace, Nigeria will be better. Not with a deceptive, renewed hope agenda of all subsidies are gone, of the claim to be transferring funds to indigent households, of sustaining war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, of perpetuating yes-men terrorism. Where are the indices for a renewed hope agenda? Only in the head of Bola Tinubu, who cooked it up to deceive Nigerians. APC deception 2015 to 2025. Enough is enough.
I'm begging you, please take your time, watch this video to the end. Listen to what Rufai Hussein said on this video. This video worth watching to the end, though, not just Rufai. Listen to what this another Yoruba man said about this government, about Tinubu. In fact, it will take you around. You need to listen. The video worth watching to the end, and share the video, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get to see updates like this next time, because a lot is happening in our country. A lot is happening in our country. When you watch this video to the end, you know the reason why I am begging you to watch the video. If you believe in one Nigeria, you believe that one Nigeria is possible, you believe that it is possible to get this country working again. If you believe that Tinubu has failed, what do we do? That we are now looking for a solution, a way forward. This video will make you understand. We know where we stand. In 2027, we are not just talking about 2027, going beyond 2027, because the problem in this country now, if we do not do something about it, I don't think this Nigeria will still contain me and you. Do you understand? A country where bandits are not giving press conference. Watch this video to the end, but please watch it to the end, though. Then you know the reason why I'm begging you. But in all, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Us from the throngs of indiscipline. A country where money rules everything is an indisciplined country. Because if you have a country where money rules everything, thieves can become leaders. You can buy anything you want. When we have a society whose price is money, is an aberration waiting to happen. Every society's greatest prize should be value. But when you have a society whose price is money, then one day poverty will meet such a society. All we're calling for is common sense. All we're calling for is sane heads. Because that's the gospel of Christ. You remember in the Bible when people were trading in the house of the Lord? Did you hear Christ say, let's pamper them? He knew what they were doing wasn't discipline. So he went after them. But today, we have a society where professors are found guilty of election manipulation. So the question is, what do you want to teach your students in school when you, as a professor, are an election rigger? We have a society where politics have entered. Who takes the highest position in the academia? Vice chancellors are picked based on politics and political consideration. In fact, our professors have become very dishonest to the extent that I'm sure Atayeru Jega and the likes of those on the Ways Commission that brought out the idea of professors being part of the electoral process will be ashamed at the level of decay of our university system. When indiscipline happens, we are all struck by this level of indiscipline, because we have now become a society with a terminal level of docility. A lot of people, because of the crumbs of the table of the political class, will lick their feces. If you support evil of a politician, you are as good as eating the feces of the politician. So a lot of people for 20,000 naira will eat the feces of their oppressors. We're living in a society where pain has become the bed where people sleep on because of indiscipline. So a society that has been put in the thrones of indiscipline will wallow in the abject poverty of morals. Our elections are becoming indisciplined. Our leadership recruitment process are becoming indisciplined. Every facet of our life becoming disciplined. Healthcare system becoming disciplined. Everything is man to man. And this indiscipline pervades the air. But more sad is those, or are those, that eat the feces of the defecations of the indisciplined people in society. The people that amplify evil and they can't call it out. The people that claim they have won after elections have been rigged. The people that claim rigging is the will of the people. The people that see elections as win at all costs. Because they know the reason they are in power is to be able to protect their evil tracks. The moment they are not in power, their evil will be revealed and they should be in jail. So we live in a society that has become the open defecation capital of the world due to a level of indiscipline. We live in a society where the mouths of those that are supposed to unite have become the mouth of those that preach evil. The lips of those that are supposed to speak accountability have become the public toilet of insanity. Almost every system is captured in the trunks of indiscipline. Every area of our lives. Name one area of our lives that have not been captured. The funny thing is that the oppressed people are the ones that shout the loudest. We see them celebrate their oppression in the name of solidarity with the politicians that have ruined their lives. We see them celebrate their failure with the politicians that have ruined their lives. MK Abiola famously said, "The day wood hewers and water drawers discover their destiny, that's the day they start to turn things around for themselves." The first step in redirecting society from the levels of indiscipline is a mental massage like I'm giving you. Except you get to a point where you realize that the indiscipline that has crept into every facet of our national life is not sustainable and it's worse than a regurgitating toilet, our nation will not move forward. Except we have a message of truth that permeates into the hearts of people and allow logical reasoning around their mental consciousness, our nation will not move forward. As long as there are people that still support criminals, our nation will not move forward. So my job here is to massage you mentally to have a mindset against the quantum level of indiscipline. And let me tell you, if you are delusional to think the indiscipline in Nigeria is about a certain political party, the joke is on you. It's deeper than any political party. It has become a culture over the years. It has become a culture that people cannot cognate properly. You thinking violence will defeat violence is a level of indiscipline. Because the problem is, violence does not create a lasting societal change. It is a mental change that creates a lasting societal change. What do you do in your church? What do you do? What do you do? Because you complain also about the politicians. But in your own area, in your church, we know how many girls in the choir you are having affairs with as we speak. And you're the choir master. We know. We know. We know. Not one, not two, not three. But until we get to a point where society gets to an appreciable level of a mental change, where we can collectively call evil evil against any political party you are. I'm not saying don't have political leanings. There are good people across every political party, and there are bad people across every political party. But can we come to a point where we can have a collective mindset that speaks truth to power? Until we get to that point, society will not change. And for those that think, oh, we need a violent revolution, that's not your solution. A violent revolution with a culture of mindset and discipline is tantamount to stupidity. Have you ever wondered? The freedom fighters of yesterday are the dictators of today. Why did that happen? Because their mindset was not changed. For them, then they saw the military as a problem. The military left, but the problem persisted. The military was the problem then. You know, it just reminds me of Francis Fukuyama's book, The End of History. I mean, when he, after the Berlin Wall fell and he thought that was it. And after, many years after, I think about 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years ago, Francis Fukuyama had to write a new book to see that after the Berlin Wall fell, it was not the end of history. What I'm teaching is a transgenerational mindset for productivity across generations. If you imbibe this mindset, I'm talking about Nigeria in 2000, 2090. I'll be long gone by then. But I'm teaching about the mentality. So it is a reflection of a nepios kind of thinking to say violent revolution is the solution. Violent revolution without a mentality. The mentality building starts with, at first, having a society that has ethos. Because you see, if we collectively have a society that has ethos, then the institutions will work. The reason why the institutions does not work is when we are condemning INEC as regards rigging of elections, people are coming out to support INEC. You don't have a society that can collectively condemn evil. And go and check. You will see, anytime people have done a violent revolution, it has a momentary result or resolution, but lasting is the mentality that takes a nation even further. So I don't believe in violence. I believe in mentality. A mental change. A mental change that will make people demand accountability in their polling units. A mental change that will make people say, I'm not collecting your money. I will cast my vote for who I want. But you see, as long as we see how the man says it's because of poverty. Yes, poverty. But the money you're giving is just feeding you for a day. It's just feeding you for a day. So who is the biggest fool? And you say, poor man, not the thing clearly. That's reflective. All I'm saying is mentality. So those that are saying let's have violence, let's do Nepal. I laugh. Doing Nepal is not the solution. See, if you do Nepal in Nigeria, with this mentality a lot of people have, those that did Nepal will now be the new dictators. You can't build a society with a collection of dictators. You can only build a society with a collection of common thoughts that has a path to redemption. How can you build a society? Let us give back the power of thought to the people. Comprehensive thoughts. A people that collectively condemns evil and demands accountability. When they demand accountability, the institutions will work. It has been proven many times. You don't need a central leader to make a country work. I wrote it in my book, that I wrote over 5 years ago. I wrote it in my book, Eureka, where I told the story of Spain. They didn't have a coherent elections, and the institutions were working. I know a lot of people say, yes, don't compare Nigeria with Spain. Yes, don't compare Nigeria with Spain. But it was a level of mentality and growth that the people went through. Yes, you can say the civilization have lasted many years, from the days of the Spanish Inquisition in the 1600s and all of that. Yes. That's what I want to start now. Have you ever wondered why the freedom fighters of yesterday are the dictators today? It's a mentality, and the mentality is everybody sees power as something for themselves and for their families to be able to keep. It's not an altruistic mentality, it's a selfish mentality, and that's why Nigeria is nowhere to be found today. APC said PDP was the problem many years ago. They said Jonathan was everything but worse, or whatever you want to call it. But they got the power, and it still goes back to the problems. Why? Mentality. Because if people can understand that their collective voices make a country and institutions are strong, what Nigerians will do is we'll collectively uphold institutions and use them to ask questions with their politicians. It's not that politicians do not have tendencies to do evil in developed countries. It's because the people institution is strong and it asks questions. And that's why I'm telling you today that you have one of the biggest offices on earth, which is the office of the citizen of the Federal Republic. Not everybody must be president. The mindset of thinking everybody must be president to be able to serve the country is a reflection of the deluded mentality of a lot of people. You know why? Because you can serve in your own little area. Look at Akim Subara yesterday and 1 million teachers. I'm proud to be part of them. Tried to break the Guinness Book of World Record, 60,000 teachers at TBS. I don't know if they got the number. I'm not able to get all the numbers and the details from Akim, but they tried to celebrate teachers. Akim doesn't need to be president. What we are saying is let's have a collective force of people. I wrote a book recently with Andrew Nevin, Woman Nevin, Sheyi Agbenano, and a couple of other people, Peter Cameron. And what we do, we call this Nigerian self-organizing people. And we posited that the reason Nigeria is still doing well is because of the people that are organizing. I'm talking about the power of ingenuity of mindset. I'm talking about citizens' action and accountability. I'm talking about citizens raising a point and standing by it to hold leaders accountable. I'm trying to build the citizens' mindset to a point that even if the devil rules Nigeria, he will be forced to give account. As long as we build that, as long as we don't build that, our society can never thrive. And that's why, forget it. It's not about people in power. With the kind of constitution and way we've lived, anybody that enters power into this country will easily be a dictator. And that's what my job is. My job is to hold leaders accountable. I tell people, maybe once you stop serving government, we can be friends. But once you're there, we will hold you accountable. So, it is incumbent on all of us to be able to understand this. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to make you think. And think about the great possibility we can have in our country. That's all I'm here to make you do. So, truth is, how can we have a society where people are held accountable? Because you see, if people are held accountable, people will naturally solicit for the rights of those that are downtrodden in society. The police officers, the doctors that are going on strike. Do you know that despite the story that was carried, the doctors reported on Daily Trust the other day that they've not reached any agreements, that they're just leaving the strike because they want to listen to people out or hear people out. It's not that they've reached any agreement. And these are the things about societal accountability. So what I want you to do is to open up your mind, think. I want you to open up your mind and think. And stop listening to the facades, the distractions, the stupidity of today. I'm not thinking of Nigeria of 2027. I'm not even thinking of Nigeria of 2031. I'm thinking of Nigeria many generations from now. Because leaders think about the next generation, politicians think of the next elections. Don't you get it? Anybody that's so concerned about the next political cycle, not the future of those that have been born today in Nigeria, is not fit to lead the country. So these are the things you need to look at. And how do you build collective level of accountability? Number one, we must have a society that speaks the truth irrespective. Irrespective. Be it the person is your brother, your sister, or anybody, irrespective, you must speak the truth. You see, once I get on my job, I don't remember who is close, who is not close, because I sit in public trust. Secondly, you must hold on to accountability. And you must think about more the greatness of this country. You must think more about the greatness of this country. Because the greatness of this country is far greater than any desires of a politician. Do you know, there are many people that I see that they think because they are close to me, if they come for an interview, I will give them an easy pass. No. Once we are on that air, I'm accountable to the people. I'm accountable to you. And I must be able to ask the best possible questions the people want to ask. That's accountability. Thirdly, we must all strengthen institutions and hold them accountable. It's in Nigeria that you will see that INEC officials have mansions in their villages. And you wonder, a civil servant is building a house, billions. Government officials have billions. Accountability means do not lie to people. Say it the way it is. You see, not everybody will appreciate the truth, but it is for you to say it. See, when me in particular said that the refinery were not in good shape and NNPC was trying to whitewash it and they went to call journalists there, they even protested against me. Was it me they were doing? They thought they were doing me. Today are the refinery working? Who's on the path of the truth? Who's on the path of the truth? When we were saying that it was a blending plant they were doing there, and we had our sources that told us, and we confirmed from our sources, and they said no. Who's on the path of the truth? Today, where's the last leadership of the NNPC? Have they not gone? As when they were in power, didn't they try everything to say we're the liars? Today, have we not proven to be those telling the truth? Are the refineries working? Have they been able to account for the 3 billion that was spent on the refinery? Didn't some people go there and justify them and say, we saw the fire burning, the refinery is working? Who is on the path of the truth today? Who is vindicated? Who is vindicated? The NNPC leadership then, have they not all been removed today? So why do people act like in a position they will never live again? So why do you act like you will never live again? When we started the case of Natasha, and I said, see, I don't support any side. She must bring her evidence out. But I don't like the way she's been treated. When they tried to remove her from the Senate by a recall, weren't we vindicated? How will a matter of suspension now lead to her because they said they were going to recall her? Months after, now that she tried writing the letter to go back, and they said she will not be allowed to come back, I will not vindicated that it was malice and bad faith. I will not vindicated. Where the court ruled that it is not proper and advised the Senate it's not proper to allow your legislation to go out for this long, it's not a vindication. Despite the fact that some people even tried, some senior advocates even tried to change the judgments, which we all read, that the contempt was against the courts. But we know these things.
Once beaten, twice shy. Let's go down memory lane. When the outgoing military junta of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida truncated or annulled the June 12, 1993 presidential election, what did Nigeria get from it other than chaos, destabilization, and retrogression of Nigeria, leading to the resolution of key political actors to decide to rotate the presidential position south-north and north-south. When Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan truncated that agreement in 2011 to 2015, what did Nigeria get from it? Than unrepentant war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, ravaging human lives and economic resources of Nigeria, leading to worsening mass abject poverty. And now Atiku Abubakar wants to draw back the clock hand by truncating north-south rotation, as did by Goodluck Jonathan, leading to chaos in the northwest, as in the southwest when the presidential annulment, the presidential election was annulled. So Atiku Abubakar clearly represents chaos, destabilization, and retrogression. In the same way that Bola Tinubu represents zonal injustice, being that his southwest already served 8 years in the current dispensation that started in 1999. the south of Jonathan has also served 8 years in the presidential position, either as acting president and as elected president of Nigeria. 8 years altogether of Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan. So why will anybody want to marginalize the Southeast for whatever reason? Is it because it is a Christian region as opposed to the Northwest and Southwest that are largely Muslim? Or what? Because that's the only meaning I can read to it. Religious difference. Southwest is largely populated by Muslims as well as Christians, of course. But the Southeast is largely Christian. Is that the reason for the marginalization? I don't know. But should that be? Is when did God become God of injustice and marginalization of fellow human beings? And so Atiku Abubakar, who sees nothing wrong with becoming Nigeria's president to succeed a northerner like himself who had just finished 8 years as Nigeria's president. What type of mentality? What type of mindset? Desperation. And we have come to see that politically desperate politicians don't develop a nation. Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan was desperate and would not allow Yar'Adua's Northwest to produce his successor. What did he do with his 4 years? Squandering human lives and economic resources of Nigeria on a brutal war against the Boko Haram Muslim community for retrogressive years. And Muhammadu Buhari, desperate to become Nigeria's president, notwithstanding his age and frailty of health. What did he do with 8 years in power? Perpetuating the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, adding herdsmen terrorism, doubling himself as Nigeria's president, as Nigeria's petroleum minister, and accounting for nothing. Everything leading to worsening mass abject poverty and mushrooming and bandits. And now Bola Tinubu, who desperately became Nigeria's president, notwithstanding that somebody from his own southwest had served 8 straight years, while the southeast is yet to serve in that position. What has he done? What is he doing with power? Perpetuating the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, sustaining herdsmen terrorism, and also doubles himself as Nigeria's petroleum minister, accounting for nothing. Worse than that, saying that the non-existent fuel subsidy is gone as an excuse to escalate fuel price to exorbitant levels. And also sustaining insecurities with worsening economic fortune of Nigerians. Somebody who says fuel subsidy is gone, all other subsidies are gone, leaving nothing for Nigerians to enjoy. Nigerians are never to enjoy the benefit of having oil in their soil. So, what have these desperate politicians done with power? And what is Atiku Abubakar expected to do with power? Somebody who lacks sense of justice and political order, but just desperate to become Nigeria's president, as desperate as Goodluck Jonathan, as desperate as Muhammadu Buhari, who, in spite of his age and frailty of it, must become Nigeria's president. Bola Tinubu, who, notwithstanding that somebody from his own southwest already served 8 years, and that it's only the southeast that is yet to serve, is less concerned about political order, is less concerned about political justice. What is he doing with power? Retrogression, worsening insecurities because of worsening mass abject poverty. So, hence, 2027, Peter Obi stands out as representing North-South and zonal justice. North-South, South-North rotational justice and zonal justice, because it is only his own southeast that is here to produce Nigeria's president in the south. So, where there's no justice, there's no order, what do you expect? Chaos, destabilization. It has been experienced in Nigeria. So enough is enough of political disorder. Enough is enough of desperate politicians who don't want to consider a situation in which Goodluck Jonathan took undue advantage of a dead person to orchestrate his own emergence as Nigeria's president against Yar'Adua's Northwest. Actually, Jonathan took undue advantage of 3 things. 1, the death of Yar'Adua. 2, the fact that the North-South rotational agreement was a gentleman agreement, not a legalized agreement. He took advantage of that too. And in the third instance, he took undue advantage of his being acting president upon the death of his principal, Yaradua. See, so these are, what else is dirty game? Tinubu took undue advantage of his being a chieftain of the ruling party to emerge as Nigeria's president, notwithstanding that somebody from his own southwest had served 8 years. And that there is a third soul that is here to serve in that position, the southeast. So people without sense of decency, like Jonathan, like Buhari, like Tinubu, like Atiku. So whatever Peter Obi may be, he represents North, South, and zonal justice, and we should work on that and make him to achieve what we want to achieve: peace and progress. We cannot have peace fighting an unjust war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. That is the message of Nigeria's inability to defeat the Boko Haram Muslim community since 2019, 2025. So Jonathan squandered his entire 4 years fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community. A retired major general became the president, squandered 8 years fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community, and now another civilian, Bola Tinubu, fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community and sustaining the S-men terrorism imposed on Nigeria by his immediate successor, Muhammadu Buhari. Economic corruption, political injustice, no sense of order, no sense of justice, no sense of decorum. Atiku wants to succeed Muhammadu Buhari from the same north, who served 8 years, straight years. What type of desperation is that? Atiku Abubakar, go and rest. Nigerians, think of justice, think of political order to start with. If you believe that God is God of order and justice and not opportunism, opportunism taken by Jonathan upon the death, taking undue advantage of a dead person. Tinubu took undue advantage of being a chieftain of the ruling party to emerge as Nigeria's president, notwithstanding zonal justice. And now Atiku wants to take undue advantage of a coalition that he formulated for that purpose. Coalition. Which coalition? If you marginalize Obi as you are marginalizing his southeast, you have failed, and Nigeria is gone. That is the truth. I just said this spontaneously, but Pa Ayoadebanjo of blessed memory said it. If Peter Obi does not win this election, Nigeria is gone. And Bola Tinubu took power and said fuel subsidy is gone. Using Papa's language, Nigeria is gone. And when fuel subsidy, the non-existent fuel subsidy is gone, and all other subsidies are gone, is Nigeria not gone? And that's a matter of fact, what remains of Nigeria? Because in spite of all the subsidies gone, Tinubu is sinking Nigeria in worse debts than his predecessors. And yes, some people are drumming support for his re-election. It is even Nigerians that is making progress. He's making progress transferring funds to indigent households, paying workers less than living wage, and sinking Nigeria in worse debts than his predecessors. Is making progress. At any rate, Nigerians, let us unite behind Peter Obi. Not just any coalition, any party that feeds him become the People's Party. Because the people need positive change, a better political order, not one that any particular party can just hijack. As Jonathan hijacked it, Tinubu hijacked it. We have even come to see that Muhammadu Buhari also took undue advantage of the coalition to emerge to achieve his lifelong ambition to become Nigeria's elected president. He was also a military president using coup. He used the coup of the so-called All Progressive Congress to emerge as Nigeria's elected president. But the issue, what did he achieve in 8 years? Despite his desperation since over the years, even weeping that he lost the election in 2011, he got the power, perpetuated war, added S-men terrorism, doubled himself as Nigeria's petroleum minister, notwithstanding his age and frailty of health, and now succeeded by another old man who is always taking excuse to go to France to attend to his health. And yet seeking the election. Or Atiku Abubakar, who has no sense of justice or political order, but must become Nigeria's president by all means. So all of this bring to Peter Obi as the person Nigerians should troop out to vote for in 2027. The desperation of Atiku Abubakar must be noted for what it is. If he hijacks the ADC to become its presidential candidate, any political party that feels Peter Obi should be adopted by the opposition that mean well for Nigerians. And common Nigerians, go and get your PVC. Voting is important. They don't joke with it in developed countries. So commoners, drivers, students, youths, business people, because whoever takes the power dictates the condition in the nation. And that is what we have been experiencing from Umaru Musa Yar'Adua to date. Somebody who imposed a jihadist war on Nigeria. And Nigeria has been battling with it since 2009 to date because of Islam. Because of Islam. You Muslims, you Christians, religio-political and economic religions for human exploitation in church, mosque, and society. Be careful. As you lay your bed, so you sleep on it. Be careful of these dangerous international religions. They are not for society progress. They are for progress of Islam and Christianity, for human exploitation in church, mosque, and society. But the bottom line, Peter Obi represents North, South, and Southern justice. And that is where God will be, because it will not be where people are taking undue advantage of our creating a situation that will launch them in power for selfish, retrogressive reasons, like the APC and like Atiku Abubakar is trying to do, because we have now seen what he's up to. So, no way, Atiku Abubakar, no way. And Nigerians tell him there's no way. Peter Obi is the signal show of 2027. By God's grace, Nigeria will be better. Not with a deceptive, renewed hope agenda of all subsidies are gone, of the claim to be transferring funds to indigent households, of sustaining war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, of perpetrating yes-men terrorism. Where are the indices for a renewed hope agenda? Only in the head of Bola Tinubu, who cooked it up to deceive Nigerians. APC deception 2015 to 2025. Enough is enough.
You listen to that? Good. If you believe a new Nigeria is possible, it is possible. It's just that we have never had a good leader. We've never had a leader with a vision, a visionary person who is going to set this country on the right track. That's why we see everything is collapsing, everything is going upside down. Buhari's 8 years, Buhari was petroleum minister, nothing to write home about. Now Tinubu is another president and a petroleum minister, nothing to write home about. It's collapsing the country, the economy, everything dabaru. You see, when you have it, you could remember during Buhari's time, but now Tinubu is a petroleum minister, isn't it? There's no junior petroleum minister who to checkmate what Tinubu is even doing wrong or right, because he's the Ogapata or demo. He takes decisions and he do everything by himself. During Buhari's time, that was when we had this man, Akachuku, that Igbo man, who was ready to do something. But because the man was serious, he was ready to do, they not gang up against him, they remove him, because the man was truthful. I could remember he issued a statement that time, when during that scarcity, he was truthful to Nigerians that this scarcity, this is it, we are not going to get fear within this period, the price of oil is not going to come down, this is what we are doing. Because of that statement, they gang up against him. They removed him. They said the man was not a politician. As a politician, you don't speak like that. You need to lie to Nigerians. Because the man was truthful. He was not lying. An Igbo man. They removed him. Akachuku. You should remember. I'm not saying he was good, he was the best or something like that. But hey, it's like when we have a president that is also a petroleum minister, the country is already failing. Buhari did it. The country failed under him. Tinubu is the same thing. The country is failing under him. Do you understand? That's why all the promises of this renewed hope is hopeless. We've not seen anything that is working in this renewed hope. That's APC, just deception. They're deceiving themselves. So what do? 2027 is not far away. That's why you need to go get your PVC, get ready. We are going to vote this government out. El-Rufai also, you listen to what El-Rufai said. El-Rufai, he said it, that this government has failed. They are going to do everything possible to remove him. Removing the president is not the problem. But who is to succeed this Tinubu? That is the problem. So Atiku should not be the one to succeed Tinubu. Instead, like me, instead. Anyways, I don't think Atiku can be worse than what Tinubu again. But Atiku is not the right person to succeed Tinubu. This man said, let us rally around for Peter Obi to be the president of this country, because Peter Obi represent the truth. He represents the truth. Is a technocrat. Peter Obi is they want to bring peace and unity to this country, to unite us in this country, because this country now, we are so divided. We need a truthful person, somebody, a leader with visions, a leader with full of energy, passion, somebody who is passionate to do something, somebody who feel the pains of the common man on the streets, who sees that things is wrong in the system, and this is the way the country should go, not the other way around, to favor the elite, but to favor everybody. As far as you are a citizen of this country, that is the kind of person we want to be the president of this country, and Peter Obi represent that person. If you screen, if you assess everybody who is vying for this office or the presidency, you see that Peter Obi stands out. Peter Obi stands out. Peter Obi is still number one. Take it or leave it. If we have Peter Obi as a president of this country, I don't need to tell you what is going to happen. and you will agree with me that it can never be bad as Tinubu's government. It can never be worse than Buhari's government. Do you understand? So that's what we are doing. Go get your PVC, get ready for 27, ready to vote and defend your vote. Do not let them intimidate you. Do not be intimidated by these people. At that time, we are going to show them. We are going to tell them we are ready to defend our vote. We are ready to vote the right candidate this time. Rig and buy with the election. Share this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel.